I wanted to shoot this video for you today because I am always following small businesses on social networks, on especially Facebook and Twitter. And I'm always keeping an eye on small businesses to see what they could be doing better, what they're doing really well, who I might be able to help. And there's one thing I've noticed being on these social networks recently, and I know this has been happening for a long time, is small businesses that really don't engage correctly in social media, and they really just blast a lot of sales pitches all day. They don't engage with anybody, and they're just completely missing the boat. So I just want to spend a little time today going over some of these items that I put together about how you can go about handling social media in a better way. And so I called this social media and strategic selling. And I put selling in quotation marks because while it is selling sometimes, and it is sort of a sneaky way of selling, it's more about relationship building, and through that, getting sales and getting more customers, loyal customers who will refer you and your products and services. So the first thing I wanted to go over is, for me personally in social media, and especially social media for a business, I believe there are two communication types. And the first one is outgoing. And what I mean by that is it's the messages that you are sending out, sort of initiating one way out to not just one person, but a mass group of people, either who follow you on Facebook or Twitter, your Facebook fan page, or even maybe a personal fan page. And those different types of communications would either be your free quality content, which I recommend you send out a lot to keep people following you. Sales pitches. It is okay to do sales pitches once in a while, and I will discuss that in a minute. Personal stuff. And I'm not saying really deep personal things you don't want to share with people, but just intermittently, and I'd say even more on the weekends or when you're on vacation or when you're out, sharing some personal things with people to remind them that you're human. And I think that's one of the really cool things about social media, is that it's really easy to do that. You can tell a story. People feel like they know you more. And when you do that, people are more apt to want to do business with you. And then also as part of that would be asking questions. And I just say you may provide a piece of quality content, and at the end you are trying to create a conversation. You may ask some sort of question, some sort of open-ended question to get people responding, which leads down to number two, which is engagement, which is you actively going out to social networks and starting conversations with people, replying to things that they post, and just starting to build relationships with people strategically. And that could be anything from @replies or retweets on Twitter, commenting on something, questions like I mentioned before, and it all leads to relationship building. So coming over here, the two main issues I see regarding today's topic would be either someone just posts all sales pitches or almost all sales pitches, or it may not even be exactly a sales pitch, but, hey, come in and get this half off, and just constantly blasting stuff about their business, and or little to no engagement, like I was talking about over here. You're not actively going in, managing your social media. You're just using it as a way to blast out some sales and try to get a couple of people into your store or business, and that's it. So it's okay to send out sales pitches, but in moderation. And I'll step over here on this side, and I would say the ratio should be 4-to-1. So for every 4 pieces of quality content you send out, either it be your own content or someone else's content, doesn't always have to be yours. You just want to be providing people with that great information. You can send out one type of sales pitch or sale or discount, and what that does is it keeps something built up called your Goodwill bank account. And I have to give credit to Frank Kern, the internet marketer. He's the one that, at least for me, that coined that term, meaning that all the good pieces of content that you send out are goodwill. And people don't mind if your sales pitch, as long as most of the time you're cool to them, and you're providing them good free content. So it's all about keeping your Goodwill bank account up. Also, social media you have to remember, social media is a very different type of marketing from traditional marketing. And the people that are in social media are not your same type of buyer. If someone goes and searches for something in Google and they're using some sort of buying keyword, like they could even use the word buy, like or purchase. Let's say purchase a car if you're a car dealership. If you come up in organic SEO, if you come up in the search engines, it's a pretty good chance that person is looking to actually buy something. They're in a buying mode. Where when someone is on social media, they're not necessarily in that mode. They're not specifically looking for you at that moment. But it's all about timing and building the relationship. And either you're going to make them realize you have a product or service they need, or maybe they actually do need it, and you go and find them and build the relationship and turn them into a buyer. So that's just something really important to remember. As far as engagement goes, I would say, and this isn't a hard set rule, the same with the 4-to-1 ratio isn't a hard set rule. It just gives you a standard to go by. I mean, you can change that up or down the way you want. But with engagement, I would say engage with at least 5 people every day. And I mean actively going out in these social networks and actively engaging and writing a comment, trying to get a conversation going. And this could be with strategic partners, potential customers, current customers, industry leaders, anyone who can take you closer to your goals. Now remember, at the same time, an important mindset thing is when you're going out to find these people, it's not all about you. When you go to approach these people, you want it to be, how can I help them? And by doing that, people over time will naturally want to reciprocate and help you. It's just building that relationship and putting your best foot forward. Which comes down to number 4, which is building a relationship, which is really, as I said, what social media is all about. And sort of the process, and this is sort of a very simple description of how this process in social media works. Someone, their friend may like something that you've sent out, good quality free content, or retweet or comment or share something that you've put out, and their friend may actually see this, and from that, they will go and look at the content, they will check you out, which I think is very important, why you need your social profiles to be connected, because if they find you on Facebook and your Facebook profiles connect to your Twitter profile and to YouTube, it provides a much better chance that they are going to get to your different pieces of content on these different social profiles, stay on your turf longer, and end up getting to know more about you. And at that point, if they like what they see and you're doing things correctly, there's a better chance that they're going to start following you. And from that point, that's where you can continue to provide the good free content. You can start to do the sales pitching once in a while. And over time, as you build that relationship and with the correct timing, they can become your customer. And it's proven over time that that does work. So something else to remember is there's 2 different ways actually with social media that you could turn someone into a buyer. And that's either through your blatant sales pitches. So, there's 1 out of every 5 that you send out. You could end up with someone who ends up purchasing something from you. Or through your marketing funnel on your website, which means as you're providing this great free content, when you're providing your own content, it's going to be on your website, which I recommend is usually a blog that you're updating all the time. And as you're sending out this stuff, and people are going from social networks to your website and checking out your information, you want things strategically placed on the page where someone can opt into your email list and get more great free content, start looking at your packages or your products or your services that you offer, and strategically designing that in a way so that you're bringing them back to your website through your free content, but then sort of in a sneaky way pitching to them through the design of your page and how you're getting them to start going through your marketing funnel off of the social media sites. And that all comes down to timing consistency, meaning someone may not be ready to buy your product or service within a week or 2 weeks or a month, but if they continue to follow you on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or wherever, or they get on your email list, it could take 6 months. But if you continue to be cool and provide content, when it comes time for them where they say, man, I really need what so-and-so is offering, or I really need a plumber, they might go and remember, oh man, I've been watching Joe's plumber tricks on YouTube forever. I'm definitely going to go order his services because he's been super cool to me. They will remember who you are. So that just ties into consistency, and just remembering that you always want to be consistent. You always want to be providing goodwill for the people that are following you, and that's really it. So if you're interested in more stuff like this and you would like to apply these types of things to your business, then I recommend you get our free social media audit. With our audit, we go through your entire social media presence and give you action-oriented recommendations that you can apply immediately to take your social media presence to the next level. So if that's something you would like to do, please click on the button below, submit your information, and we'll get back to you within 1 business day. Thanks, and make it a good day.